So good afternoon, everyone, for the practicals related to our sim lab. So today you'll be learning how to write basically and manual part programming for turning operations. So to start off with this, you should be familiar with all the G codes, M codes, and various operation syntax, what I explained in the last class. So you have to remember, keep running with the G codes, M codes, or else you won't be remembering. Okay, so in order to make you just brush out, I just have two main slides. Okay, see that now we are developing manual part programming by using CNC software. Okay, so this is called as SEENC, turning software. Here we'll be just using two axes. I have told you already, you have only X axis and Z axis. So X axis will be exactly perpendicular to the movement of the spindle. The spindle will be along the horizontal direction, so the X axis will be exactly vertical. I've just shown a small X here, the coordinate system, where you have the X perpendicular to that of the spindle movement, whereas our Z axis will be exactly parallel to the spindle movement. So this will be helpful for you to give the coordinate system and its values, or else you will go wrong. Always from the reference point towards the horizontal, towards the positive X direction, that is your Z, and your actual Y axis will be your X. X will be perpendicular to the spindle movement, and spindle will rotate along your horizontal direction. This main thing you have to keep in mind. And next, always when you write the manual part programming, we start up with N. So N will provide you the sequence number, the order of the part programming steps what you have. Then you give the G codes, which is nothing but our preparatory functions. Then it comes with X, Y, and Z coordinate system. In case of CNC turning, you come up with only X axis and Z axis. So you will be omitting Y axis for current CNC turning operations. And if you have any, like the curvature, what you want to do, so we will go up with the circular interpolations. For actual turning operation, we go with the linear interpolation. So I have explained you the codes also for linear as well as circular interpolation. Even in circular interpolation, we have the clockwise and anti-clockwise. Accordingly, we will go with G03 and G02. Depending upon the given diagram, you should decide. And then F stands for the feed rate. What is the feed you are giving? The rate, okay? So S is the spindle speed. What is the speed you are giving for that particular operation to complete? And then your tool stands for the tool function. So you will give the tool number and the offset number. If it is T0101, then it shows that the tool number you are selecting is 1 and the offset number is 1. So that will be stored in the library of CNC software. You need to just click tool 1 for specific operation. So these is the common parameters what we use while writing any part programming. So you should know what does N stands for, G stands for, X, Y, Z, R, F, S, and T. And M is again for the miscellaneous code, which is nothing but our M codes. So G codes are preparatory, M codes are miscellaneous, and sometimes I, J, K comes into picture. So it provides you to identify the axis location of a particular arc. Okay, so if you need an arc center along X axis, then you will denote it by I. If you need an arc center along Y axis, then you denote that by J. If you need an arc center at Z axis, then you will denote by K. So these are the basic terms I have just brushed out. In depth, we have done in our previous class. So with this little amount of brush up, so let us start with the first manual part program. So what does the question states here? You have to write a manual part program for the part which has been shown here in the diagram using CNC turn. Means you will be writing the part program using CNC turn software package. For that, you have to observe what all the operations are needed. Actually, when you do it, a billet will be given to you. So billet is nothing but an raw material. So the dimension of the billet usually will be more than that of the required dimension of the part what you have to produce. So here the maximum diameter is 60, but you can see that the given billet is of dia 65 mm. In the manual, it is given, which is shared to you all, it is wrongly typed as 55. Or always the billet size cannot be less than that of the required dimension. So kindly change that into 65. Okay. So the length of the billet which is given will be 150, but the required length is only 75. Okay, so initially this is the given dimension of the billet, and always we need to start with z is equal to 0. Okay, so that is a reference, means to say that in your Cartesian coordinate, so this z axis will be 0. Always you'll start from 0 to the vertical axis. You won't start up with giving the dimension to the z in the beginning. You should start with z equal to 0, means z will be here 0, and you'll be just showing the dimension of the x coordinate here, which will be exactly perpendicular to the spindle movement. So here, this is a basic required part, what you have to do it. So you have 3 blocks here, which can be achieved by doing normal turning operation. Everyone have used lathe, have done turning operation, right, drilling hole, many things you have done. So same thing, now we have to do it by using your G codes and M codes with the help of CNC turn. So how you start up with? Okay, so when you go with the software, we usually give an start character and an end character. Before that, we just give a name for the billet. Any number we do give for the billet, then you just write as a percentage. That shows starting the character. And again, end character, you have to end up with the percentage value. Since you are now just learning the part programming, I haven't added the end character, yeah, start character. That I will explain you when we go to the software. So now we are just focusing on writing the part programming to get the required shape, right? So this, you need to do the turning operation. Directly turning operation you cannot do with the finishing end. First you should do a rough turning operation, then you will do an finishing operation. Right? So to start up with, first you have to see which is the required dimension. The maximum diameter here is 60 and the required length is of 75. So N here I told that it starts with the sequential number. Not necessary that you should type with N05. You can start with N01, N05, N010, N015. So it just provides the order of the sequence what we are following. So you are free to give any number. Okay, I have just started with N05. You can also start up with N01. So then before doing the operation, always you should design which is the unit you are using. Either it is in inch, yeah, in metric. We usually go with the metric unit. So if it has to be metric unit, you have to use the code G21, right? After this, what is the very next G code you have to write is in how you are giving the feed. The feed is in terms of mm per revolution. Since you're giving the feed in terms of mm per 1 revolution, I'm sorry, you should be using the code G99. So this is a very first step you have to write. Instead of metric, if you want to use inch unit, then you have to write here G20. We have dealt all those in our G codes. So now the same thing. So then, before starting and going to the coordinate system, you should always give the tool, or you should always set the tool to its home position. So to set the tool to home position, because if the tool is not set to the home position, it might be touching towards the workpiece or very near to the workpiece. That might disturb or hamper the surface. I'm sorry. As a result, what you have to do is, you have to keep the tool away from the home position. For that, the very next step is, if you have written the sequence order as N05, next you will write as N10. Then to keep the tool in home position, you have to use the code G28. So if you are writing G28, that shows that your coordinates is at 0, 0, X0 and Z0. In CNC turning, Y-axis will not come into picture, so don't think about that. So once this is done, So you have to go for the next sequence number. Next sequence number is nothing but N15. Okay, so since it is N10, next you will write N15. So once the tool is at home position, then you have to change the tool. So for rough turning, usually we go with tool 1. So if you have written T01 and 01, it shows that you have selected tool 1 with an offset number of 1. So all those tools will be there in the library of the software. You will just go for the toolbox and click T01 and select offset option will be there. You will select 01. So that shows that you are selecting the tool to do the rough turning first, not the finishing turning. Okay, so in order to make the operation tool change, you should always write M06. So M06 stands for tool change. Without writing M06, if you directly write T01, T01, you cannot change the tool, you select the tool. So be careful, first write the code for the tool change, then select the tool which is needed. And this tool always keeps on changing depending upon which operation you need to do. Here we are going to do the turning operation, and hence we are using tool 1. Okay, so this is the way. So first you will design the metric unit and the feed. Then you will always keep the tool to the home position. Then you will see which tool you need. So to change the tool, you will write M06 and then write the tool number what you are selecting. Next, to make the tool operate, what is our next step? You should make the spindle on, or else it won't rotate, right? So to make the spindle on, this number will go on in order. N10, N15, N20, N25, the sequential order. So no need of me explaining this. This you will write it as usual. So to make the spindle on, you should write the code M03. Okay. So the spindle is on in clockwise direction. And then you have to provide some speed for the spindle to rotate, right? So you should provide the magnitude for the spindle. So S 1500 is the spindle speed what we are providing. Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. Could you show us the diagram again and explain it with along the diagram so we can understand it better, ma'am?
Yes. I will do that. This is the initial step what you have to do. When I come to the coordinate system, I will go to the diagram. Okay. The first four are the initial thing. First, you will design to metric. Then you will change the tool for the tool to be in home position, which is the code I'm telling you. Okay. 1, 2, 4 is common.
No, ma'am. Could you show us where the tool is placed in the diagram itself so that we can understand better that way, ma'am? Because it's hard to picture everything and then.
Just give me 2 seconds. I will tell you. These 4 will be always common. Once you will design the metric unit, then you will send the tool to home position. Suppose if see in this diagram, when you fix the diagram, okay, when you have this part which is placed in the CNC, right, in the software, the tool might be somewhere here or near to the workpiece. When you go to G28, it makes the tool to be away from the product, what you have to make it. So it will be in X0 and Y0 somewhere away. Okay, so then you will select the tool. After you select the tool, you will set the spindle, which is of 1500, and always remember that you should make the coolant on. So to make the coolant on, we use the code M07. Okay, so this is the regular thing what we have to do. After that, now I will explain you with the diagram. So next we will go with G00. What is G00? G00 is rapid traverse, right? So now if you look this diagram, first you will set the tool away from the workpiece. So it will be somewhere here towards your right. So then you will use the rapid traverse because you don't want to waste the time. Okay. So then you will make the tool to come fast nearer to the workpiece. So it will come nearer to the workpiece depending upon the dimension value what you are giving with respect to X and Z. I told you initially Z cannot be made with any value, it will be 0, and X you can give the value, right? So now G00, okay, so what is G00? Anyone can tell me? I told you right now.
Rapid traverse, ma'am.
Yeah, rapid traverse. So this G00 will help to move the workpiece, help to move the tool at a faster rate without wasting time. So then you will provide the value for X and Z. So X will be 56 and Z is taken to be here as 1. Okay, so always we start up with Z0 and X. So now if you give X 56, the tool will be nearer to, so Z1 means it will be here. So this is positive Z and this is negative Z. If it is +1, the tool will be nearer to, this is a Z axis. So the tool will be here at 1 and this will be exactly 60. So the tool will be here near to 56 and 1. So if I just want to show you, I can just, okay, so it will be somewhere at here. So this is your 0 plane. So this is 0. So this is positive Z and this is positive X. So X overall we need 60. So you are keeping the tool nearer to the 60 mm and keeping Z as 1. If this is 0, 1 unit you take towards your right. So Z will be 1. Along with that, you will be having a vertical height at 60. 60 we haven't given, it is 56. So it will be nearer to 60. Okay. So this will be the position. So where I'm showing the cursor, this will be the position of the tool. When you give the rapid traverse, so the tool directly comes nearer to the workpiece. Okay. And it will be ready for the rough turning. So if you need rough turning, then you have to give the code. So what is the code for the rough turning? So the code for the rough turning is nothing but, anyone can tell me? This G71, right? So when we want to start the rough turning, next you will write G71 and you have to provide what is U here. You have to go back to your syntax. For rough turning, this is a syntax we use. So it is G71, U within the bracket D and R. So what does U stands for? U stands for depth of the cut. Okay. And with the radius value here, R. And retract, what is the amount of the retraction of your material with respect to radius value you have to give. This is a regular format. In depth, if you want to give the number of the first block and the last block, then you will go with P, Q, and the finishing allowance, what you give along the X direction, and the finishing allowance, what you give along the Z direction, and what is the feed rate we are going to do it. The same thing now we have to do it over here. So G71, we are going for rough turning. And what is U as per your syntax? So U is nothing but the depth of cut. So what is the depth of cut we are giving? Yeah.
Ma'am, G71 is a dimensioning in metric format now, ma'am.
Yeah.
You told it's how is G71 rough turning?
No, G71 is the rough turning operation what we do actually. G70 is for finishing cycle. So before finishing, we go for rough turning cycle. It is not just rough turning, it is a rough turning cycle we do it. Okay. Where you referred G71 as? See, G70.
Last time
G71.
The PPT, right?
G71, you have stock removal in turning. G72, you have stock removal in facing. But if you have a cycle of G71, then that is the rough turning cycle. So which stands for G71. The same thing, the turning cycle format I am showing you. So be careful with the cycle and only the turning operation. So this is the entire rough turning cycle what we have to deal with. So here you have to give the depth of cut of 0.5 and radius of R1. So means R is nothing but the retract. What is the amount of retraction of the material you are doing it in every cut? So it is just 1 mm. And the depth what you're taking is of 0.5. So you will first just give it this information. So first you're starting with the rough turning. and the depth of cut what you will be giving will be 0.5, and the amount of retraction of the material will be at 1 mm. Then you will start up with the rough turning cycle. So after providing this, we will go with the rough turning cycle. I will explain you the rough turning cycle also. So then you will start with G71, the rough turning. Then what does P stands for? I told you the P is the number of the first block of the shape. Okay. So this is our so from here we are starting the turning cycle. What is the number of the sequence from which you are turning the cycle? It is N40. So you have to write here as P40. You will not write the sequence number because the syntax P stands for the number of the first block from where you are starting the rough turning operation. So we are starting the rough turning operation from the sequence number 40. So you have to write here P40. And next in the syntax, it asks you Q, which is number of the last block for your rough turning cycle. So in the program, what we have written here, the ending value is for the sequence number 65. So we have to write here Q as the 65 value. What is Q as per the syntax? It is the number of the last block of the shape. Okay, so the last block of the shape. You have how many blocks in the diagram? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so you have n number of sequence what we have to follow to move from this end to this end. So the sequence is coming from N40. From the sequence is coming from N40 to N65 to reach this block. But as per the syntax, you cannot write N. You have to use the term P and Q for the first and the last block. As per that, we are writing here P40 and Q65. And we have defined already the depth of cut to be as point. You have different, overall depth of cut is 0.5 and you will retract 1 mm. Okay, so now for each step, you are going to use the depth of cut of 0.1. Right? And what does W stands for? W is nothing but the finishing allowance what you're giving in Z-axis. So you will give an finishing allowance of 0.1. And as per the syntax, you have to give the feed rate. And feed rate we are giving 0.2. Okay. So this is the description what you have to give before starting and rough turning cycle. First you have to set the code G71, provide the overall depth of cut what you are giving and amount of material you are retracting after each cut. After that, then you will define how many steps are there from the first block to the last block, what is the depth of cut you are giving for each block and what is the feed rate you are giving, okay, and the finishing allowance along the Z direction. So this you will define initially. After defining, then we start up with the turning cycle. Here the coordinate system comes into picture. And I have told you initially, you cannot give any value for the Z-axis in the beginning. The coordinate for the Z-axis should be 0. You will start with the coordinate for X-axis only. Okay, so you will continue with the sequence number. So here the sequence number was N35. We will start with the sequence number of N40. Now you have to change the code. The turning operation is done in linear interpolation and not in circular interpolation. And as a result, for linear interpolation, you have to go with G01. Now put the coordinate system as per the diagram. So now you need X is equal to 20 and Z will be 0. Towards your right is positive Z and towards your left is negative Z. Okay, so if you take any value towards your right, you will write positive value. Since we need to take the value of Z in negative, always we write the value of Z in negative direction. So initially we need X is equal to 20 and Z is equal to 0. Right? So now you write for the linear interpolation, X is equal to 20 and Z is equal to 0. So this will start the rough turning cycle. So once it is started, you have to now go for the next step. So again, for the next step, you will write N45. You are doing the linear interpolation only. So you will write G01. Now you have to change the coordinate system. So now x is 20 and z is 0. So now you need to remove the linear interpolation in this way. So now x will be 20, but z is coming in the opposite direction. So x will be 20 and z will be minus 20. Then only it can come until here. Okay, so what you do is you will write now the coordinate system for the second step. N45, G01, X20 and Z is minus 20. So by that you have reached until here. So after this, next we have to proceed further. So to proceed further, again you have to write the sequence number N45, G01, then you should add on the coordinate system, right? So initially X was at 20. And then we moved back to X20 and Z minus 20. Now the X has to reach 40 mm. So what happens? X becomes 40, but Z still remains in minus 20. Because X is 40 here, but Z has to be in 20 only. It has reached 20 already. Only thing we needed the vertical height for X. And hence X from 20, you are increasing it to 40. So what happens now? You will be having X40 and Z is minus 20 because we are moving in the opposite direction. So now the tool is here doing the rough turning operation. So after this, now you have to proceed back, right, towards your left. So now X is 40 and Z is minus 20. Then you have to move here, right? So X will be 40 itself, but Z will now add on. It was minus 20. So you will add still 25. Minus 20 and minus 25, it becomes minus 45. So the next step, what you will write is N55, G01, X40, and Z minus 45. So your tool has reached here. X40, this is a vertical height X40 and minus 45. The tool is over here. So once you have reached, still we need to come until here, right? So after reaching here, in the next linear interpolation, the Z remains the same, minus 45, but X you have to increase it. So X becomes 60. The tool will be here, X will be 60, but Z will be 20 and 25. Minus 20 minus 25, it is minus 45. So what you write is G01, X40 and Z is minus 45. So in that case, the tool has reached this value, right? After this, until where we did? Okay, so we did with X40 and Z45, yeah. After we were here, then we increased this to 60. It has to be 60. In the part program, it is written wrongly as 50. We don't have the dimension for 50 here. The overall diameter of the last block is 60. So please make the change in the part program. It cannot be 50, it is 60. Okay, so after the tool was here at X40 and Z minus 45. Then you will move for the vertical height of X60, but still Z remains same. Z will be minus 45, right? After that, you have to move again with linear interpolation and reach this place. If you reach this place also, the coordinate of X remains 60, but Z axis is moving until here. So Z will be the addition of minus 20, minus 25 and minus 30. So it will be minus 75. So you have reached the last step of the rough turning cycle. So N65 is equal to G01, X50. I have told you it is not 50, it is 60. It is X60 and minus 75. The tool has reached over here for the rough turning operation. If the tool has reached here, simultaneously, even in the bottom, the turning operation will be completed. It is not like the tool will traverse the entire circular like this. It is turning operation in both the way, the operation will be going on. And finally, you have completed the rough turning at this position. So it will be X50 and Z minus 75. So this will end our turning cycle. which turning cycle it is? Only the rough turning cycle. So these are the coordinates how we have to follow. So you should be very clear about the coordinate. So along y-axis you'll be having x, and along x-axis you'll be having z. Towards your right is positive and towards your left is negative. So always you should keep the sign convention properly and complete the turning cycle. That is a rough turning cycle. So one turning operation is being done. That is a rough turning cycle. For the code G71 it represents, and in this the turning operation is done with the linear interpolation only, and hence we have used G01. So once the turning cycle has been done, immediately you should off the spindle, and you should make the coolant also off. So to off the spindles, you will use the M code as M05, and for coolant to be off, you will use M09. So once the spindle is stopped and the coolant is stopped, what is your next duty? Again, you should make the tool to go back to the home position. Means it will go and rest where X is 0 and Z is 0. For that, which is the code you have to use? You have to use G28, X0 and Z0. So the tool what you had used for rough turning operation will go back to the home position. Now the program is not over. Why? Because we have just got the rough turning operation done for the required block of all the three. Still the finishing operation, yeah.
Are we not giving any depth of cut? Like in single pass, we are removing so much material, is it?
Yeah, the overall depth of cut, I told you, right? Overall depth of cut is 0.5. Per each cut, you will be removing 1 mm, and for every step, it is 0.1 mm. Hello?
Got it. Then how are we removing material from rightmost part, ma'am? Like,
yeah, you need to retract the material so that while we do the simulation in the video, na, you will come into picture. Okay, so now just understand the flow of writing the program manually. Okay.
got it.
Yeah. So then you will make the spindle off, coolant off, and then you will send the tool to home position. So rough turning operation is done. So after that, we need to start with the finishing cycle. So for finishing cycle, what we have to do? So now again, you should make the tool change. So to change the tool, you will use again M06. And always for finishing of turning operation, we go with the tool T02. Okay, so with the offset of 2. So if you select T02 from the library, then it shows it is for the finishing operation. So you will write that. So you have just made the spindle off. You have kept the existing rough turning operation to its home position. Then you are putting an command for the change of tool, and you are selecting the finishing tool for the turning operation. So once you have made the initial setup, then again you should make the spindle on. Every time you off for the next operation, you should make the spindle on, or else it won't rotate. Then again you should assign the spindle speed, how much you need. Okay, for rough finishing, usually we reduce the spindle speed. Okay, and for the smooth finish, you can increase the spindle speed. So here the spindle speed is given for 2500 RPM. And obviously you have to see that the coolant is on, irrespective of with what spindle speed it is rotating. Please make the coolant on. For that you should type M07. So before starting, now you have to give the command for the finishing cycle as you did for the rough turning operation. Okay, so for G70, so what is the syntax for G70? So G70, we have a syntax, what we follow. So you'll be having P, Q, U and W. Similarly, what you had for our rough finishing. Okay, so P stands for the sequence number from the which block you want to start the finishing operation. Again, Q stands for the sequence number which determines the last block where the finishing cycle has to end. Apart from that, you should give the allowance for both the directions. You have to give the finishing allowance along X as well as the finishing the allowance along the Z direction. Okay, so with respect to this syntax, now you will provide the values. So finishing operation, the finishing cycle is always represented by G70. So you will write G70. Then now you have to check which is the starting sequence for the first block and which is the sequence number for the last block. So the same thing. So rough turning, you started from N40 to N65. Similarly, for the same sequence numbers, now you have to do the finishing operation. And hence you will type the same values here. So P40 and Q65. And the feed rate, what you will be giving is 0.02 mm per revolution. So once you give this, the rough cycle, which has been the rough cycled operation, what you have done. So in the rough surface finishing, you will get this image almost, but it will not be very clear and accurate and pakka finishing. So it will be having some rough, abrupt look for the part what you have done. So when you increase the spindle speed and give the feed rate for the same, you by changing the tool, you will get a very smooth finish, and you can observe that you have got the part as per the requirement with all the clear-cut dimensions with required allowance also. So the same thing, you will just give one command. And the finishing operation, you can just see that in the simulation tool, within a matter of seconds, the tool moves like this and you will get completed. The finishing cycle will be done in a very short period of time. Okay, so yes. So the finishing cycle will be done. So once the finishing cycle will be done, what you will do is immediately you have to stop the spindle. For that you will write M05 and you should make the coolant off. For that you will write M09. So once the spindle is stopped and the coolant is off, what is our next step? We have to send the tool back to its home position. For that you have to write G28, X0 and Z0 so that it goes back to the home position. Once it has gone to the home position, be sure that you are stopping the program. Okay, so it is very much essential. Sometimes if you don't stop the program at all, you cannot run the simulation and see, and it shows a syntax error also. When you have started, you have to end the program also. So to stop the program immediately, after sending the tool to the home position, you have to write M30. So this shows the program has been stopped. If you don't put this command G28X0Z0, then the tool might be near to the workpiece and the spindle gets stopped automatically and even the operation is stopped. So if you don't write the syntax, you will get the syntax error, as well as when you want to do an part programming design for another part, it will be difficult to make the tool again to go back to its home position and place the required new part. So always remember to send the tool back to the home position and then you stop the program so that it will be helpful to do the next part as per the design. So this is how you have to do a basic turning operation. So you, irrespective of any block or any dimension, if they give you in this way, you can easily write the part program by just using the rough finishing turning cycle and smooth finishing turning cycle, and you should be clear enough which tool you are going to use, and you should be good enough in writing a proper coordinate system. So you should always see that you start with Z0 with only the positive values of X, and then you will proceed further to get the required part. Then you will provide the allowance and give the smooth finishing as per the smooth finishing turning cycle syntax. So this is about the first program. Hope is it clear? Hello? Is it understandable? Should I repeat again? Any doubts? Kindly respond. Kanishka, you're there?
Ma'am, I think until we see the video, we won't be able to
Yeah.
completely understand.
Yeah. No, this is only the manual part programming. So what you suggest now, can I share the video for this particular part program, or shall I go with the second program and then start up the video
Ma'am,
in
it's
the...
better if you can present the video now, ma'am, and explain along
Share the
with the
video,
video.
ma'am. Accordingly, we'll understand.
Okay, fine. Then I will share that only. So then we will take care of the next one. Just give me 2 seconds. Is the screen visible? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So see, I'm just, the video was done by Sri Ganesh sir. Fine. So now I'm just showing you right from the beginning. So this is the icon of CNC turn. So what you have to click in the beginning. So it gets opened. So once the CNC turn has been opened, it will ask you whether you need to extract the part programming what you have already in the database, or you want to create a new one. So here we are going for an opening of an existing part program. So the part program is written in a Word file, the notepad.
Ma'am, we can't see, ma'am.
Ma'am, we
can
can't see
just see
anything.
your.
You're not able to see anything.
No, ma'am. We can only see the sim folder.
Okay. Just a second, I don't know.
Ma'am, I think you have to share your entire screen.
Yeah. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So first you will open the CNC turn. So once it is opened, you will get an pop-up window. So from where you can extract the part programming you have written. Usually we write it in a notepad and we will save on the desktop, and you can open an existing part program. So it depends where you have stored, either in the library or in any folder. So you will just select the part program 1 here. Okay. So it comes over here. So you can just select the entire thing. So before that, let me want to tell. So you have to write this percentage character. When you go with the software, you have to write the percentage character at the beginning as well as at the end. That shows the starting character and the end character, or else again it shows an syntax error. So he selected, there might be some changes in the program. So see, now you can see from start to the end, you can copy from the notepad and then you will paste back to the CNC turn. If any variation, you can make the change, select and copy paste. So after that, after selection, when you go and select the blank, here you have the blank, standard blank. So when you go and select the standard blank, here you have to give the dimensions as per the requirement. So the overall length, you see in the question, what is the overall length? Or else I need to minimize this. In the part program
150,
1,
ma'am. 150.
yeah, so the overall length of the billet is 150, right? But the required is 75. So you are giving little bit more than that of the required length. And
We
then you
shouldn't give
go,
150, ma'am.
no, the given length of the billet is 150. What is the required dimension? So based on that, for the rough finishing, little bit allowance you give. The diameter here, now he is giving us 55. Just wait. And to start up with, he has given the value of Z to be 2. Usually the value of Z could be 1 or 2, not more than that. And then you should select the machine which you want to operate. Always we need to go with Fanuc. Okay. Simulink is for the milling operations. So once you select, you will click here for the error check. So if there is no error, you will get the overall blank size. So because the required blank is of 60 mm diameter and 75 mm, you should slightly give more than that as your billet dimension. So this will be the overall blank in which you will be doing the operation. First, you have to create the outer blank, which dimension will be more than that of the required. So now it is showing that no feed rate command is given. So he has to assign the feed rate value over here. So now the feed rate is given as F is equal to 0.2. There was some error in the program which has been written. So he's just cross-checking. So now I think it is okay. So no error. So you have set the blank with the dimension more than that of the required, little bit, not too high. So this is same P40. That is a sequential number from which the rough operation has been taking place. He is just changing as per.
Ma'am, we can't do line by line, ma'am.
Means to type one part program
To
and
see
then
what
check.
each line does, ma'am. Because
Yeah.
now it's like we're doing the entire code and executing.
Yeah. The thing is, if we just write one code and if we just simulate, it won't show you the simulation. To run the program, the entire part program should be completed. So
Yes,
without
ma'am,
which
but
it
can we do
won't
it in
run.
can we do it in segments, ma'am? Because now this will be, I mean, it'll just give us the final product. It won't show us what the lines do.
No, what the lines do, it will show you. First, it has just designed you the outer blank, okay? So he's just fine-tuning the program if there were any manual errors, because it is showing that no spindle speed, all those stuffs. But when the coordinate runs, right, it shows you the smooth flow, how the 3 steps of the turning operation will come. So once the program is ready, you have to set the tool number. For the rough turning, you have to go with T01, T01. Okay, so now he has to add the tool number 1. So then it asks you the unit what you are going to select. So it is in metric unit. So then after metric unit, you have to select the shank size. So for the offset, he will be selecting some value. It should be T01, T01, and here the offset number has to be assigned. This will be by default the nose radius and nose angle. and no need of making any changes. You have to just see that the tool, it will be as per the nomenclature of the tool. No need to change here. So these are only the specifications for you to realize what are the nomenclature of the tool what we are using. So what is the cutting edge length, what is the holder width, all those. So it is like to see, it is like for you to explain within the tool library what all availabilities will be there. So in that we have just selected the tool number 1. So if you go with tool number 2, it will go for the finishing operation. So now it is, sir is adding both tool number 1 and tool number 2 for the database. So that when you click on for the rough turning and the smooth finishing operation, you can directly click on the availability of the tool. So first tool was selected for the rough turning, and now it is a tool taken for the smooth finish of turning operation. We are not editing here anything. It is as per the library database. It is just been highlighted to show the values of the tool specifically for finishing operation, what will be the values of it. So then you will just press OK. So here 2 tools are added now. One is for rough turning and one is for smooth finishing. So then you press OK. So you have the 2 tools in your database now. So this is T01 for rough turning and similarly T02 for the smooth surface finish of the turning operation. So now if you fit screen, this will be how the normal blank. You haven't done any operation. This is the blank or the raw material what you are using it. So if you click a small box nearer to it, it will make your part to be zoomed out so that you can clearly see the operations. So here you have the tool operation start and end, and you can vary the speed. And you can see the animations, and you can go for next motions also if you click here. So these are the tools which are used to check the motion of the tool while operating. So now when it has been clicked, it will start up with the first rough turning operation. So when you click on each command, it will show you the simulation parameters which are using. So it is now started. You can see the tool which is coming here because the simulate link has been clicked. Once the simulate link has been clicked, it starts with the tool, how the material is being extracted, because you used a blank of big dimension. Now we have to cut short as per the required part. So when it moves, each and every command here will be highlighted, and which are the specifications you are given could be seen down in the second column. So this is of the rough finish which has been taking place. So first it came a block of, first block was being done, second block, and now the third block. So you can see you don't have a smooth finishing because you are doing a rough finishing. So it completes the rough finish first. It has to reduce now to nearly 220 mm. And now the smooth finishing operation has been started. Since yeah, it got held up. Okay, since it was G28, so after rough finish, it will make the tool to go back to its home position. Then you will make the tool change. You will select the smooth finish tool, and then it starts with the smooth finish operation. And hence there was a gap in between because you will set the tool apart make the spindle off, change the tool to smooth finishing, then the smooth finishing cycle starts. So now you have to go for the next tool here. I don't know why it is hiding. Yeah, so now the next tool. The same thing has been checked twice to show you the simulation. So if you stop the Simulink and make the Simulink on again, the same thing could be repeated n number of times you want to show it. Since it is a first program, sir has been showing the simulation twice. So every time you click here, you can opt for the next tool and see the operation whether it is working properly or not. And now the smooth finishing has been started up. So this is the end M30, it has been stopped. Again, if you go back, end of the machining is nothing but M30. So when it reaches M30, it shows you the end of the machining. And again, if you want to make the Simulink, if you click on simulate, it will again simulate you the next time. How many times you need? You can just check the simulation. Okay, every step for your understanding, you can see which is the highlighted command for which operation is been going on. So he has just recorded the same simulation for the third time.
Ma'am, that uncut region on top is the buffer, ma'am.
Which one you are telling?
In the 60 at the end, a little is left now, ma'am.
Yeah. That is means that shows that the blank dimension he has taken little bit more.
Ma'am, when you take the blank dimensions, doesn't it have to be the dimensions of the billet?
Usually, in the question, they give you the required dimension is of 60 dia and 75 is the length. So based on that, we usually give some allowance. So with respect to that allowance, if you just keep a very near value like around of 78 mm or so, then the extra buffer part will not be there. I think sir has taken a blank size little bit bigger. I hope it was around 80 or 85 mm so, and hence it shows you a buffer. If you don't give that much dimension, then it will end exactly to your 75 mm. That depends upon the allowance value what you give along the x and y direction and how you cut short the length of the given part of the blank. Hope at least little bit is understandable for you people.
Code is still confusing, ma'am.
What?
The code will take some time, ma'am.
Yeah, no, that's what I told you. The code first you have to write, practice. You should write by your own. Then only you will understand with the familiarity of the codes. So first you have to learn what are the G codes and M codes for which operation, which is the syntax. Syntax should be in your mind and code should be in your mind. Then if you write one single program by yourself, then you will get to have some confidence in you. So once that is done, this is just a matter of playing in the software, that's it. You should be strong in writing the codes properly without the syntax. This is very simple program on turning operation, and later you will be having sub operations like 3 to 4 operations in a single part program. So you should be able to do so complex type of programming also. To start up, we have done with this small programming. So I will stop here. The same thing has been simulated again and again. Yeah, so this was for the first part program, and next I want to assign you one more part program. Okay, I will just give you the question, you have the manual, you will understand the concept right by yourself. The same thing, only the changes I will show you what you have to do. If you are able to do it, then it will be very helpful for you to get hands-on from the next class. So I will just share the PPT and I'll show you the second. Is the slide visible? Hello? Kindly respond. Is the slide visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So this was about our problem 1. Same thing you have for problem 2. There is no more changes. Only thing, you have some curvatures, radius in it. And rest all the operation is same. So this you will be writing by yourself. Any doubts? I am here to help you out. Okay, so again it is a manual part program. What you have to write it. Okay, so the billet size here is 55 mm and the overall length given is 150. You have to start up with Z coordinate equal to 0. But the required dia is 50. Always the billet size will be more than that of the required dimension. So same thing you will do it, only the variation we have across getting the radius. So this you will write by your own, and both the programs you have to post by writing in a plain sheet of paper to the Google Classroom without fail. I will give you the due date by, actually you have still time, it is just 3, by 3:30 you can post. Please, you have to now please take both the questions. Write down both the questions and the diagrams quick. First question you write down and take the rough sketch of it. You take a snapshot or whatever, please take down quick. Have you noted down? Hello. Please to respond. Is it done?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this I have explained you already. So now in the same way, you will start up with the problem 2. So how you will start up? You have to start up with G29 and G99. What is this? You will set the metric unit and you will give the feed rate, mm per revolution. The next step is you will keep the tool away from the workpiece. Then you will make M06. What is M06? You have to change the tool for rough operation, right? So you will select, you will go for the option change of tool, then you select the rough finishing tool as T01 and T01. Once the tool is set, you have to make the spindle on. For rough finish, always the spindle speed will be less. For smooth finish, the spindle speed will be more. So for rough finish, you will write the spindle speed as 1500. Once the spindle is on, the speed is updated, you have to keep the coolant on. So to make the coolant on, you have to write M07. After that, you have to start up with the rapid traverse. Why? When you have set the tool for the home position, the tool is somewhere away from the workpiece. Now you have to use a rapid traverse so the tool can come near to the workpiece quickly, right? So you use the rapid traverse and give the command X56 and Z1 so that the tool comes nearer to the workpiece. X56, this is 50. Above X56, the tool will be somewhere here. Because Z you have given 1. It is not 0 to be exactly upright this position. It will be something towards your right of 1 mm dimension. So the tool will be here. So from the home position, the tool will traverse here due to the rapid traverse. So after that, what you have to do, you have to start up with the rough finishing cycle. So to rough finishing cycle, you will start up with G71. I've explained you the syntax of G71, where you provide the amount of material you are cutting for the entire cycle, it is 0.5, and retracting material is of 2 mm. So once you have given the command, then as per the rough finishing cycle, you have to give the values for the sequence of the first part and the sequence of the last part, and the depth of cut for the each step, and then you have to give the feed rate also. So now you will give the sequence number. So from where the rough finishing is been starting, from the sequence number N40. So you have to write P40 here, and where it is ending here. M05 will stop the spindle. So this is the end of linear interpolation. So this is a sequence number N70. So Q value will be here Q70. Then you give the depth of cut for each step as 0.1. Right? Then you have to give an allowance along the z-axis. So be careful, you are not giving the allowance along x-axis, you give the allowance along the z-axis. So you give an allowance of 0.1. Usually the feed rate will be 0.2 what we give. So you have set entire thing ready to make the rough finishing cycle to be on. So then the rough finishing you can do only by linear interpolation. If you have any radius, your fillet, your chamfering part, then you have to go for circular interpolation. So based on the direction, you have to select either clockwise or anti-clockwise circular interpolation. So to begin with, you have linear interpolation, and hence you have to write G01, and then you have to provide the coordinate for X. I told you the coordinate for Z should not start with any number. So you will only start with the coordinate for X axis. So look at the diagram. Z you cannot give anything, Z will be 0. Initially you need this vertical height of X. So X is 10. So you give X 10 and Z 0. Right? So then the tool will be at this position. After that, what you have, immediately you have a circular interpolation here. You cannot go with linear interpolation. And hence what you do, you will type here the sequence number, you write it in order. I am not explaining here. So directly you have to go for circular interpolation because you have a radius here, right? So you will go for circular interpolation. So it is going in which direction? Clockwise or anti-clockwise? It is going in anti-clockwise. So you have to go for circular interpolation in anti-clockwise direction, which is nothing but G03. So you will type G03. What will be the value of X? X initially was at 10 mm. Now to reach this height, X, you should add 10 more extra. So then only X will be equal to 20. So value of X will be equal to 20. Initially the Z was in 0, but to have this radius of curvature, this entire radius is 5. So it has to come here, means Z should be minus 5. And hence you write Z is minus 5. Along with that, you need
Ma'am, can you explain how X is 20 again?
Which one? Hello?
N45 step only, ma'am. How X is 20?
How X is 10, I need to explain.
20. X became 20. It should become 15, no?
No. See here. First, this was X10, no? Now, the overall here height, you see, it is 20. So, it has to reach this point. This entire length, it will be overall 20. You don't just consider this 5. If you're
But it's starting in the center of that, no, ma'am?
No. This is your reference. It is starting from the center. Always a reference plane, you'll be having X and Y. So Z will be 0 and X will be 20, this. But initially we
the
came
origin point is where, ma'am?
Yeah, origin point is there. So if you just overall, if this is your origin, this entire distance will be 20. And from here you are coming 5 minus. Okay, always you have to fix the coordinate system. If you go wrong, then all the values will change. So now we were here. So we were at X20 and Z minus 5. And we gave the circular interpolation of 5. After that, then we have to go for the next step. So next step is a linear interpolation. You don't have any curvature, and hence you type the linear interpolation as G01. Even though it is linear interpolation, it is maintaining the same value of x, which is 20 mm. So in linear interpolation also, x will be equal to 20. But the value of z changes. Why? Because z is now moving in opposite direction. It was -5 initially, so now it becomes -5, and again -30 is added. So it becomes x20 and z -35. Now the tool is at this point. So once it has been reached, then you have to go for the circular interpolation. So here now the curvature what you have in a different direction, it is moving in clockwise direction. So for clockwise direction interpolation, you have to use the code G02, right? So you will write G02. But what about the axis height for x? It has now reached 40. Initially it was 20 here, so now it is 40. So x will be 40. X will be 40, and even the z is increased. -5, -30, -10. So it is -45. And hence x will be 40, z will be -45, and here the radius for the circular interpolation is given in the question as 10. So you will write the value as r is equal to 10. So by this, now the tool is at this point. Again, you have to go for the next step. What happens in the next step? So here, after you reach this arc done, we have a linear interpolation. Due to this, you have to write the code as G01. So after writing G01, you see any changes in x coordinate? No, it is retaining the same dimension of 40. The vertical height is 40, so x remains 40. But z-axis is going still deeper. It is now added 20 extra. So we had 45 until here. -5, -30, -10, it was -45. So -45 and -20, it becomes -65. So you have z -65. After that, now the tool is here. The tool is at this position. So then from here you have some values of taper. So what is that? But still it is a linear interpolation, only variation with the height. So you have to give G01. Okay, we were until R10. So this is also over. Okay, so we were in Z 35, 45, 65. Okay, we were at Z -65. So after that, now you have to reach this. To reach this, you don't have a curvature. It is only linear way of increasing the height. So now you have to give the value of x as equal to 50. But now the depth has still moved back. It was -65, so you will add 10 more. It becomes -75. So now x is 50 and z becomes -75. And hence now the tool has reached this position. So once the tool has been reached this position, you will see which is the next path, whether it is an curvilinear or it is whether it is a circular interpolation or linear interpolation. Since it is linear, you will go now with G01 again. So you will type G01 and the x-axis still remains the same, 50 mm. So you will write x is equal to 50, but z has still moved in depth, adding -15 mm to it. So it was -75, then you will add -15, it becomes z as -90. So the tool has reached here and our rough finishing cycle has been completed. Once it is completed, what you have to make the spindle off and the coolant off. So you will type M05 for the spindle off, as well as you will make the coolant also off. Once this is done, which is the very next step, is you have to make the tool, what you have used for rough finishing, to be away from the workpiece. So you will use G28 to set the tool to the home position. so that x and z both will be equal to 0. After that, then you have to change the tool. After this operation, there will be no simulation. It will be having some rest. You cannot identify because these changes will take place. What are the changes? You will write M06 because you want to change the tool. So in the database, you have selected 2 tools already. So you will go and select for the finishing tool. So once it has been clicked, the tool is set right. After that, to make the operation done, you have to make the spindle on. So you will write M03 and you have to set the spindle speed. The spindle speed is 2500. You will give a higher spindle speed for smooth finish. Okay. For rough finish, always we go with 1500. Once this is done, even the coolant, please don't forget it has to be on. So after it is on, the same cycle of rough finishing to be given now for the smooth finishing. So the order remains the same. The smooth finishing, the rough finishing started from N40, right? From N40 to N65. Sorry, N70 it ended. The same thing you will give over here. So it is P40. P has to be written first. P40. Yeah, it is written P40 only. Then you will write Q70. So this was a cycle where it ended for the rough finishing. Same thing you will write here. And the feed rate, now the amount of feed rate you give will be very less because this is for smooth finish. When you want to extract more material in rough finish, you will give more feed rate of 0.2 plus, but please don't give so much of feed rate for smooth finish. Please reduce it to 0.01 or 0.02. That is the ideal case. So once this is done, what you will do is, next you will make the this feed rate with 0.02 for the entire cycle will complete your smooth finishing and give the desired part as required as shown in the diagram. So once this is done, you have to off the spindle and make the coolant off. Once this is done, immediately you have to send the tool to the home position. So you will write G28 X0 Z0. After that, you will stop the machine. For that, you have to write M30. So this is about the program 2. So now your work is to write both the part program 1 and 2, okay, and submit in the Google Classroom without fail. After that, only I will be giving you the attendance. So I will just share a folder of assignment, and in the next class, I'll show you the simulation of the second part program, and I will explain the other programs also. Hope it is clear now. Now you have understood how to write the part program for turning operation without circular interpolation and with circular interpolation also. The syntax is the same. The rough finishing and the smooth finishing cycle is the same. Only thing, you should be able to go in a proper coordinate system with proper sign convention, or else you go wrong. So I will post the question in the Google Classroom. You have to submit it. From the next class, as the program is completed, at the same time you have to do it. Okay, since this is the first class, you can submit it. I'll just give you a time period within which you have to do. I will post the program immediately. So now, any doubts, you're free to ask. Kanishka, hope you're understanding. Gautam, you're there.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am. After watching the video, we got to know.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Kanishka, what about you?
Yes, ma'am.
Sleeping and listening in the class. No response.
But, ma'am, one question, ma'am.
Yeah.
I think in the previous class, one of the PPTs, ma'am, G71, it was written as metric format.
G71 is written as?
Metric format is G70 is inch format. But here we're using it for rough turning and fine turning, ma'am.
See, rough turning cycle we have and finishing cycle we have, and you're telling related to the metric system, right?
Correct, ma'am. Last time, in the PDF, it's in the PPT you said, ma'am.
Okay.
G71 says metric format. G70 says N format.
See, G20 and G21 was the inch unit and the metric unit. If you
Here
have
it says
clinic,
70 and 71.
But
Ma'am,
in
it says
PPT,
70,
it's
71.
given 70, 71. So
Even now.
it might be a typo error, ma'am.
okay, no problem. I will just check into. But what the thing is, we had two types of updations in G codes and M codes. Previously, we had an older version of CNC turn, and now we have some upgraded version of CNT turn. In that, there is slight changes in the codes. I think some kind of those things might have happened, but still I will cross check it. But what I have told you the codes as per the operation, you please stick on to that only. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So now your work is to write 2 programs in the sheet of paper and post in the Google Classroom. I will be assigning immediately. So before that, you people have to answer your roll call. Abdul Pasha. Abdul Pasha is there. Abdul, kindly respond. Akhil KV. Akhil KV. Alok M. Alok M. Anil Kumar. Okay. Ankesh Aman. Ankesh Aman. Gautam Krishna. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Balaji.
Yes, ma'am.
Basavraj.
Yes, ma'am.
Beldar Mohammed.
Present, ma'am.
Chaitanya.
Present, ma'am.
Chandan KN.
Yes, ma'am.
Chetan Kumar. Chetan Kumar. Absent. Dheeraj Jalan.
Present, ma'am.
Ishant. Okay. Harshit S.
Yes, ma'am.
Himanka. Himanka. Last class also he was absent. Kanishka Reddy.
Yes, ma'am.
Kolepara Srinaga. Present या absent? Absent. Kunal.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Danush. Danush. Mohammad Ayan. Mohammad Ayan. Mohammad Junaid. Mohammad Junaid. Shri Prasad.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone's name whom I haven't called? I think Akhil KV responded by message. Anyone else whom I haven't called the name? See that all of you have written your name and USN in the chat room. If anyone have misplaced, kindly do type it up. Okay, then write the 2 programs immediately and post within 4:30. I'll be sharing you the assignment with the due date of 4:30 for today's 2 programs. You have to submit it immediately. You have the marks for it. Be careful. Submit on time. So until next class in the next week, please take care and bye-bye.